Hey everybody, David the AI Guide here. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode. I really appreciate it. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And don't forget, free AI resource, click the link below and you can get that and learn a lot more about AI. And also get my book on Amazon, link below. Thank you so much. So today's topic is some news from my book, actually. And in my book, in the section about autonomous vehicles, I talk about autonomous trucks. And I specifically mention a Swedish company named Einride. And the reason I mentioned them is because they did the first fully autonomous drive on public roads in the world. They started out on an industrial property over there in Sweden, but eventually, after the truck algorithm had been trained enough, they sent it out on the road for a short trip, and it was the first in the world. And I believe this was 2015. This was a little while ago. Well, big news now about Einride. So GE Appliances, which is in Louisville, Kentucky, started working with Einride recently, and they got a fleet of windowless, fully autonomous trucks from Einride for their large appliance manufacturing facility there in Louisville, running between buildings. So a little more detail about that from this article. These trucks are part of a new partnership between GE Appliances and Swedish freight technology company Einride. And this is a test, basically, in the sense that it's Einride's first entry into the US market, but these trucks can be controlled either by remote control or in a fully autonomous way. So what they're doing, why they're calling it a test, is because they're starting out running them full remote control, but over time they're gradually increasing the percentage of fully autonomous runs. And then Einride goes on to say that there's a company they will not identify that's over there in Europe, big industrial property, and the fleet on that piece of property is at 97% autonomy already. So why is this news important? Well, first, it shows you that these trucks are electric, by the way, and they're the first electric autonomous trucks in the US for sure, because we're talking full-size tractor trailers, not smaller ones. They're smaller delivery van type electric vehicles, but not tractor trailer. Yet, as you know, Tesla's working on launching theirs next year in 2022. But this is more important for a different reason, and it's because of what I mentioned in a recent video, that autonomy right now is fully feasible on the freeway. In fact, there's many autonomous trucks running along I-10 in the southern part of the United States over very long distances. Now there's still a safety driver in the cab. However, as soon as it gets off the exit ramp, it has to pull over or the driver has to take over. Why? Because autonomy on city streets and backing into loading docks and maneuvering around industrial properties and stuff, or big retail warehouses for that matter, is tricky. It's easy to have an accident. So this is sort of the brilliance of what GE Appliances, which isn't part of GE anymore, they sold it to Haier, but between GE Appliances and Einride is that they're going to be training these trucks to solve that last mile piece, the part about backing up to a building, pulling out, going to another building, backing up, basically like a shuttle. Sorry, bad allergies today. So this, again, is really going to be a breakthrough, because once they get, let's say, a year's worth of data to train this algorithm, and their algorithm gets more and more sophisticated and they ramp up the autonomy from 0 initially to near 100% at the end, that opens the door to these trucks then taking over for point-to-point freight delivery. This is coming. I mean, I've said it before. Very cool scenes in the movie Logan about fully autonomous trucks caravanning with each other, which is exactly what they'll do. I mean, there's already talk about almost immediately getting these caravan trucks on the road that autonomously follow very, very closely to each other, but the lead truck will still be a driver for now. But those scenes in Logan are mind-blowing, because these vehicles are moving at speed on the freeways, and this was in the future, but it's now the near future. Another very interesting thing about that is, Tesla AI days, and around that, they talked about the performance statistics of the new Tesla Semi, and it's mind-blowing. Those things will flat fly. Not only acceleration as fast as a performance car, but much more importantly, high speed. So this is what's coming. Think about it. Think with a fully autonomous truck that has solved the last mile of delivery, you can make the run coast to coast from Boston to LA. Right now, it takes a live driver about 3 days plus. With an autonomous truck that can run 24/7, you're going to cut potentially a day off, especially at higher speed. Then we get to the question about what does this mean for passenger vehicles, right? Because again, those scenes from Logan showed it's pretty hairy being on a freeway with massive trucks moving in caravan at, let's say, 100 miles an hour. You can't make mistakes as a driver or you're dead. So this is going to be interesting, very interesting what's happening. And again, folks, the fact that this kind of stuff is happening shows that the time frame is getting shorter and shorter. When I launched the AI Guide a 1.5 years plus ago, it seemed still pretty far off in the future for autonomous tractor trailers. There was very few runs had been done, all with a safety driver 2 years ago, let's say. But now they're building out the algorithms for the last piece of it. So this is coming right now today in the United States, and we know it's true in other parts of the world. Look what has happened in the UK and Europe since Brexit. There's massive shortage of drivers for trucks because it's a hard job. And it's a well-paid job, that's for sure, but it's a hard job. So the first thing autonomy is going to do is not displace people. It will simply fill this 30,000 driver gap in the United States. Later, it will get to replacing drivers, but I just realized that these autonomous trucks are going to do another thing. You may have noticed, courtesy of Amazon and some others, that freight delivery is getting much, much more efficient than it used to be, like orders of magnitude more efficient. This autonomous tractor trailers put freight efficiency on steroids, okay? So it'll really, really impact the entire economy when goods are available much faster over long distances with no delays, because that 30,000 driver shortage has been fixed. So this is big stuff. This is why I started the AI Guide. Young people, I keep telling you, career choices are going to change. And we're starting to provide resources for you to take control of your career. In fact, I have a beta program going on. If you get the free resource, click the link and you sign up for the free resource, then you will be offered the opportunity to join a beta group for what I call pivot your career to an AI safe career. The name is preliminary, but that's where it's headed, because that's our mission here. Now, at first it was education. Then I realized that wasn't enough to help you guys. I needed to give you actual resources that are going to work. And the beta group is helping me shake these resources down. In fact, I have a call with a beta group member. I'm only going to allow 5 people to do beta. Why? Because it's free. It's free, and I'm going to hold the beta group's hand going through the whole program, and we're going to tweak it, and then we're going to start charging, because it'll be very inexpensive compared to what you'll get out of it, which is changing your career to an AI safe career that's a high paying career. That's what we're going to be offering. So it'll be worth the cost. But anyway, I want you to understand the big picture here, what we're doing, why we're doing it. We're spreading out to other channels. We're going to have more interviews. I'm going to start doing public speaking at schools and other things. So why? To prepare you guys for the future. It's different. When I started my career, none of this was on the horizon. There were no worries. Now it's real. Thanks. Take care. See you next time.